Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Monday, September 26th, 2022, and tonight I'll be covering paranormal news. As always, you can find all the episodes of the show, along with links to social media, ways to donate, and ways to contact me at the podcast page, which is salcidoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions or stories of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or from others that you trust. Happy to either read those or have you join me on the show to talk about them. And so the plan for this week is paranormal news today, true paranormal stories from the web tomorrow. I'll be covering a topic on Wednesday. I'm not sure yet what topic. Still doing research. It won't be the one I wanted to do at the beginning of the month, because I just didn't get a chance to get all that research done. But I will find something and talk about it on Wednesday. And I have a couple of things in mind, so we'll see what works out better. Thursday will be more paranormal news, and then Friday I might do an extra show just to make up for the one that I didn't get to do last night. That will be more true paranormal stories from the web. So thank you all for listening, whether you're here for the live stream, I see you all there, or if you listen to the podcast or YouTube feeds. And I believe that covers everything for now. Looking forward to we're finally going to be getting into October, so really looking forward to Halloween and the second anniversary of the beginning of the show. So and today these are articles I found online a few hours ago. It was really odd because you'll see as I go through them, they're all kind of they all look into different aspects of things that are connected to or that are paranormal. And I sort of got this really weird connection between all of them in a way where you can almost look at them as past, present, future of the topic and of our interaction with it. And so I was really surprised that these are the first three articles that I found. Excuse me. Of course, you can see them in the stream chat, the stream chat. There we go. Yeah, text channel here, and I will share them in the episode descriptions, both on the podcast and YouTube feeds. And yeah, so it just really struck me that in a way you could kind of look at them as just different versions of or connections with the paranormal in different possible time periods, where you can have one be the past and then the other be sort of the present, and then the other one, the last one, be the future, in a way. And just makes you wonder where it's all going to. And of course, there are overlaps and connections between all those things. And so, I guess I will just get into it, and hopefully you all will understand where I'm coming from with that. Or I could be wrong and I'm just stretching it way too far. But anyway, so the first article here is from, let's see here, the Campanile, .org. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But this article, the title is Mythology Endures in Student Lives Through Fantastical Stories. And I don't even necessarily want to get into the details in this article in a way, because it's more important that people even today are still interested in mythology and of these stories of different beings that were had human attributes and aspects, but were also said to be something other than human, according to the stories of mythology and or religions and or whatever, all those different things put together. Excuse me. And it's just really good to hear and to see articles like this that kind of highlight that there are still people that are learning of these things and are interested in them, and these things, these topics seem to still come up in fiction in the present time in different ways. And again, going back to the idea of where do all these ideas come from, and then what keeps or who keeps giving them to us in different forms over time. So this article is just taking one example of that with one student, let's say, and let's see here. Yeah, so really just a neat picture and a neat image here on the very beginning of the article, kind of showing the interaction between ancient mythologies, but and then today modern retellings of that, and so yeah, just a neat little article that just points at that. That's still just as important today as it used to be, and I'm always happy to hear that. So not much there to talk about, but still, we still talk about all that today, and where it comes from, and possibilities of all these mythological figures. Maybe there being some basis for a basis. I can't even talk. Some original, possibly real beings that all these stories are based on. Or a lot of them were based on. So just thought that was a neat article. So that's the first one. Excuse me. Um, and so the next one here is from 710keel .com, and this one is, let's see here. The title is "The Most Terrifying and Haunted Location in Every State," and that's here in the U.S. And in a way, I like these list articles, but I also think it's important to note that this is based on a certain set of information and people's opinions, I'm guessing in some cases. And so, but it's always still neat to see what people think and what people pick and all that. So, and obviously I'm not going to go through all of these because there are 50 of them, at least, I'm guessing. But I thought I would just mention a couple of them here that maybe don't get a ton of, haven't gotten a ton of attention over the years from what I've seen. And so this first one I'll mention here is in Alaska. I'm not sure how you say this, Begic or Begich, but I'm not sure. Begich Towers in Whittier. And it says that this place apparently is not sure what it is now, but it's I'm guessing it was a apartment complex, I believe. Um, but so it is, people have stayed there anyway. So apparently there have been reports of um the sound of whistling uh from somewhere that no one can trace. Another says that another report is that there are sounds of stomping up and down the stairs. Um, someone, a city manager apparently, woke up one time to hear sounds in his kitchen, but when they checked it out, there was no one there. Um, let's see here, and there are, okay, so it is basically a apartment complex, I'm guessing. Um, so yeah, just and of course it is an area that can be isolated due to the weather, the snow and all that. It mentions, so you could be stuck there if you're living there with possibly some other beings that you can't see. So let's see here. This next one I'm surprised sort of they picked this one, because I hadn't really heard of it, which is unusual kind of these days for me. But the next one here is Arizona, and it's the hotel. Maybe I have heard of it, just not that much. The Hotel Monte Vista in Flagstaff, Arizona. Um, and it says that there's reports there of, and that's a hotel. Um, reports of being touched by cold hands, uh, TVs that are said to act on their own. Um, and then in one room, there's it's room 306. Um, let's see here. It's going into the past, which of course is not pretty. Um, but let me see here. Looking at the rest of this, uh, yeah. So more reports of contact, not necessarily positive ones either. So some of these places you'd have to be careful. Um, so let me see here. They're picking places in this list that I haven't heard of that all that much or not at all. So that's actually a nice change. Usually, a lot of these lists they choose places that I've heard of a lot. This next one is in Arkansas. It's Peel Mansion, Peel Mansion. That was built in 1875 by Samuel Peel, and it's said to be haunted by both Samuel and his daughter. Let's see here. It's apparently the daughter is known to play piano. Um, even just as she did in life, she's said to do that now still. And but apparently, if it's only heard, because if you enter the room where the piano is at and the music is playing, the music will stop once you enter the room. So, um, okay, this is getting into more familiar places, so I'll let you all check out the rest of that. Um, let me look at the time here. Okay. Connecticut here, they mentioned Union Cemetery in Easton. Um, it says that has its fair share of reports. There's a now a lot of places have this, but there's a report there of a lady in white who's been seen by many people, including members of the local police force and fire service. Huh, that's interesting there. Let me see here. Going through the list more. Uh, in Georgia, they mention a Lake Lanier, Atlanta. Says that it's a reservoir. I can't say that word. North of Atlanta. It's known for being one of the deadliest lakes in the United States. Um, so let's see here. And of course, because of that, it's said to be haunted. Looking at this here. So doesn't go into details of um why they say it's haunted. Not much anyway. So or what the reports are. So this list does appear to be more, or at least somewhat, about just places that are said to be frightening as well. So I think I'll leave it there and let you all check out the rest of that article on your own. Um, but yeah, if you could find articles similar to this from past years and plenty of other places, and even though you'll see probably some recurring names, you'll see plenty of different ones there as well, I think. From one article to the next. Excuse me. So so that's that article. And let me check on the chat here. So I have one more article left to go. And so yeah, thank you all for being here and listening to all this, because I'm kind of feel like I'm rambling tonight. But This last article is from uh, bigthink.com, and this one says the title of the article is "Why Science Suddenly Has a Lot to Say About UFOs and UAP." And I'm just going to let me see here. I'm looking for one thing they had here. Might have to go back to the other version, but mentions that there's been a lot of interest lately about the whole UAP UFO thing, and mentions that there's been people that have been calling for more scientists to get into it, um, and remove the stigma of the subject in general, which would be good. Um, but let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back because there was a there's a little section that had like a little summary, and it doesn't have this in the reading mode for some reason. So let me go back real quick. So yeah, they mentioned the article, the points that the article tries to make are just that there's interest in this that has spread beyond the general public and into the scientific community, which is amazing. I wonder how much it's always been there, but just hidden. It says the reason is simple. We now have the means and the sample size to apply the scientific method to UAP sightings. And it says it's time to get rid of the stigma associated with the research. And so I'm just glad to see articles like this, and hopefully it'll lead to more study and more. Of course, it mentions the various government um, involvements in all this, which I don't ever really like to get into because I have different. I have an opinion on that that is maybe not the most popular, but and that's basically that I have no problem with science getting into it or scientists getting into it, but I'm not really as interested in what um, government organizations have to say in a lot of this because it seems like they always have some kind of agenda or a purpose other than just talking about what's happening. There's always some reason for what they're doing that is to advance their goals and or their budgets. I think in a lot of cases as well. So, um, so yeah, but it's a lengthy article here, so I definitely recommend checking out the entire thing. But so I thought that was neat that I found these 3 articles today, and they kind of you can kind of look at this as you had the one on mythology, sort of looking at the past, although it does look into the future as well a bit. You have the one that's the one about all the haunted or terrifying places that are said to exist now. You could kind of see as like the present. And then you have this article here, this last one, about why all the UFO reports and the topic of UFOs and UAP in general should be looked at more carefully and by more scientists. So which is sort of the future aspect of everything. And so I thought that was neat. Those are the first 3 articles that I found today of any interest. Um, out of all the ones I was looking through in my inbox. So and then of course earlier tonight we had that whole DART project with the satellite, or I forget, if it was satellite or rocket, satellite type thing that had been sent out to see if it could deflect um, asteroids from Earth, from hitting Earth. So, um, so just neat that all that kind of came together and led to this show. And that's basically it for tonight. Thank you all for listening and being here. And like I said, listening to me ramble on this one. And it was fun to look up and look into all those articles and Like I always say, definitely check them out and read them in full because there's a lot more there than I can cover in a show. So, thank you all again for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow night on the next episode of Salcedo Paranormal. Take care, everyone.